What's going on, everybody? This is Bryant from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, we have a ton of stuff to go over, and I mean a ton. But as for some of the highlights, I have exclusive details on the upcoming Air Jordan 8 Bin 23, the Air Jordan 8 Cavs, and the Air Jordan 3 Laser. The Laser pair is actually going to be MJ's PE that he was gifted for his 40th birthday. Now, there's a ton more from Jordan Brand. Actually, a lot of this video is Jordan Brand, including a lot of release dates for 2026 and much more. As well, we got a strong lineup from Nike. And now, let's jump into the news. Starting this video off with Nike, and we have the Nike Air Force 1 Low Breast Cancer Awareness Pack. So we have two colorways dropping. One pair comes dressed in black and hyper pink, and the other is dressed in pink foam, metallic silver, and hyper pink. The two feature a satin-like upper, one dressed in mostly black, the other dressed in mostly pink, and then we have iridescent detailing on the swoosh logos. The heels also feature a ribbon, a pink ribbon, and on the right heel they have awareness, but they're using air. And both will have a translucent rubber outsole. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date for the two, at least at the time of recording, but they're both going to drop in October. The retail price will be $130. When I first saw this shoe, I thought it was a kid's release, but that isn't the case. This is the Nike Dunk Low Limited, known as Wizard. So, although not specifically said, I do believe this will be a Halloween release. The Nike on the heel has font inspired by Halloween. But the tongue will have a special logo. It has a crystal ball with a swoosh, Nike written below it, and some other inscriptions. And then the insoles has an image of a wizard, amongst some other stuff. But as for the colorway, it features black, grand purple, and artisan teal. We have black leather on the base, purple on the overlays, and then the swoosh kind of has like a jelly-like finish to it, and that's done in teal. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a release date, but this pair will drop holiday 2025, so that means the release will take place sometime between October and December. The retail price will be $130. Coming soon, we have the Nike Air Max 95 Yardrunners pack. So there's a total of 4 Air Max 95 colorways dropping, inspired by 4 different HBCUs. The pack is pretty dope. So first we have the Morehouse pair, which is dressed in black, dark team red, varsity red, and white. Next, we have the Spellman pair, which is dressed in black, cobalt pulse, photo blue, and white. The third represents Florida A&M University, and that pair is dressed in black, orange horizon, fortress green, and white. Lastly, we have the Norfolk State pair, and that is dressed in black, court green, Midwest gold, and white. Each pair features unique detailing and materials, while the colors are associated with the schools. Each pair will also have the founding year on the tongue, as well as its logo on the tongue. Other details includes 3M reflective accents and a black rubber outsole. So unfortunately, again, we don't have a specific release date for the 4, but they are expected to drop this holiday season. So sometime between October and December, the retail price will be $190 each. We have a lot of Kobe Bryant Nike Air Force 1 Low releases coming up, and for holiday 2025, you can add another colorway. So this is known as the triple black pair, and they take the same theme as the purple pair, which recently released, the triple white pair that dropped over the summer, and then the cargo khaki pair, which is coming soon. As you can see, the pair is covered in all black. It features snakeskin scales on the upper, as well as the swoosh. We have the Kobe Shield logo on the tongue, as well as the lateral side, and then the heels feature his number 8 and 24. Other details includes a black midsole and a matching rubber outsole. So as for a specific release date, again, we don't have one, but expected to drop this holiday season for $130. I went over this pair in the best fall 2025 releases video, but I wanted to showcase it here. And we have official photos of the Ja Morant Nike Air Force 1 Low, known as Sundial. This pair is also called Let Me Be Ja. As well, we do have a release date. So the official colorway is Sundial, Black, and Cobalt Bliss. Now they're nicknamed Let Me Be Ja because on the medial side it has written Let Me Be Ja. We also have the 12 a.m. branding on the heels, Morant's initials on the inside of the tongue, As you can see, it's covered in all yellow. We also have black detailing. And if you look closely, the stitching throughout is actually multicolor. As for a release date, for this pair we actually have one, and they're currently scheduled to drop on November 2nd. Now, the retail price is said to be $110, but in my opinion, I think that's a little bit low. If they are $110, that's great, but I think Nike is going to charge a bit more, maybe $115 or $120, but we'll have to wait and see. If you haven't noticed by now, this video has a lot of Air Force 1 Low releases, and again, we have another Kobe Bryant pair. This one is known as Linen. Now, to some, this pair might look familiar. Back in 2007, Nike dropped a very similar pair. However, that pair was the Air Force 1 Supreme. The Supreme version featured a visible air unit in the heel. This pair won't. However, other than that, everything else is pretty much on point. Now, just a heads up, the images used is a grade school pair, so the adult pair will look a little bit different. But as you can see, it features linen on the upper, constructed with leather, and then we have a portrait of Kobe Bryant on the lateral side. We also have blue contrast stitching throughout. The Nike Air branding and Air Force 1 on the tongue label is debossed, as well as the Nike Air branding on the heel. And then my favorite part about this pair is the icy blue midsole and the matching rubber outsole. I think that looks super clean. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date, but this pair is expected to drop in November, and the retail price will be $150. We have a first look at the Nike Air Max 95 Grape. Now, this is a sample pair, so some things may change. However, this is an OG colorway, so I don't really think much will change. But I will say that the coloring looks a little bit off to me, but I do believe that is due to the lighting. And the pair features a white, court purple, emerald green, and wolf gray colorway. So initially dropped in the mid-90s, but the last time we saw this shoe debut was in 2018. The pair will feature the big bubble treatment. They'll have all the 3M detailing. As well, it'll come with the purple and teal accents. That's something I really like about this shoe. I like those hits. Now, I hope they do change it, because like I mentioned, I was told that they were going to drop in women's sizing, but this sample pair is a size 9 in men's. So it's looking good that these will drop in men's sizing. At the very minimum, they've made a sample pair of them. I just hope the retail run will be in men's sizing as well. It could be in both men's and women's sizing, nothing wrong with that. But as for a specific release date, again, we don't have one, but spring 2026 is when they're expected to drop, which means the release will take place between January and March. Also, the retail price is expected to be $190. When I first heard about this collaboration, I thought it was a troll. I didn't think this was real, but it is. Kirkland Signature, which is a clothing brand owned by Costco, is collaborating with Nike on the SB Dunk Low. Now, I've heard some rumors about the release of this pair, which I'll go over later on in this video, but from these photos, as you can see, it's branded with the Kirkland Signature logo, as well as some other things. Now, growing up, I used to go to Costco a lot with my parents, and I remember they would always try to get me those Costco jeans or Kirkland jeans, and I hated those. I never wanted to be seen in those. I did go to Marshall's a lot, but that was a time when, fashion and what you wore to school meant a lot, at least to me, and I'm sure a lot of you as well. I'm a lot older now. I don't wear Kirkland jeans. I'm more so in basketball shorts most of the time, but for this pair, the upper features like a sweatshirt-like material, and it's said to be inspired by the Kirkland sweater, which apparently they're known for. I knew them for jeans. I remember the jeans all the time. I didn't really know them for sweaters. Also, Costco is known for like cheap food, buying stuff in bulk. So it would make sense that on the bottom of the insole, specifically on the Zoom Air cushioning, we have a picture of a hot dog for $1.50. Pretty cheap hot dog. I'm not gonna lie, growing up I did eat a lot of hot dogs from there. My parents owned a business, so they'd buy stuff in bulk, and then after we would get food, either a slice of pizza or hot dog or something like that. Anyways, on the inside of the tongue, we have Kirkland Signature skateboarding shoe, basically like a label with $135, which is the retail price. The lateral side also has a small Kirkland Signature label, if I forgot to mention that. Now, the insoles also have the Kirkland Signature branding, but it's like on a piece of paper on a desk, and you can kind of see the hand as if he's writing signature. And then we have a white midsole and a black rubber outsole. Now, as for a release date, they're going to drop this holiday season, so sometime between October and December. Now, what I've heard is, this is just a rumor for now, is that select Costco's could be releasing the shoes. I don't know if I 100% believe it. Maybe 1 or 2 locations, possibly, but these should be available at Nike SB retailers. It's not confirmed if they're going to drop on the Sneakers app, but I do believe they will. And the retail price is $135. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. I kind of like them, but it's not a pair that I must have. Jordan Brand is expanding on the Xuan collection. I believe that's how you pronounce it. If I mispronounced it, I do apologize. I listened to a bunch of pronunciation videos and it was kind of all over the place. But for this go around, we have the Air Jordan 1 Low OG. So this is another pair that is inspired by the Year of the Snake. And it's a premium pair. It does feature some nice leather, at least it looks that way, and a lot of intricate details. Now, it's not as flashy as the Air Jordan 1 High OG, but these are pretty expensive. Now, the colorway is simple. It features black and metallic gold. As you can see, black is used throughout. And what I do like about the shoes is the detailing that wraps the heel, something we've also seen on the Air Jordan 1 High OG. Now, the Wings logo on the heel is debossed. We have the Nike Air branding on the tongues, which is outlined in metallic gold. Now, filling in the Nike Air is a pattern that resembles a turtle shell, and that same pattern runs across the rubber outsole, which features a translucent finish. Now, the reason why there's turtle detailing is because it's connected to the Xuan story. And finishing the look is metallic gold on the lace tips. They also come with leather laces. Now, this pair will drop exclusively in China. That probably doesn't come as a big surprise. And they're going to be released this holiday season, so sometime between October and December. Also, the retail price will be $250. Official images popped up of the Rare Air Jordan 11. Now, I did go over this pair in the fall 2025 releases video. I believe I went over the new release date, and that's the main reason why I'm talking about them in this video, is because the release date has changed. So initially, this pair was supposed to drop on October 1st, but now the release date is October 20th. One of multiple solid releases that will be coming in October, and very soon I'm going to drop an October release dates video, so be on the lookout for that. And the retail price will be $235. Not only do we have a first look at the Air Jordan 1 High OG Pro Green, but we have official photos. So this will be a women's exclusive release. And as some of you might remember, I put out a mock-up months and months back, and the pair is pretty much identical to the mock-up. And it features a pale ivory, pro green, and coconut milk colorway. Now, the inspiration for this pair comes from luxury handbags. While the pair is constructed with leather, slightly tumbled in areas, we have green on the overlays and pale ivory on the base. Now, giving it a premium feel, metallic gold fills in the metal Wings logo. And then it comes with like this hang tag. It's like an attachment to the shoes. It's made of leather, and it reads Air Jordan 1985. The leather hang tag reminds me of something you would see with purses or handbags. And the pair is completed with an aged midsole and a black rubber outsole. So we do have a release date change. This pair was initially supposed to drop on October 4th, but now they're going to be released on October 18th. The retail price will be $185. I'm sure you guys already know this, but the Travis Scott Fragment Air Jordan 1 Low OG has been delayed. They were supposed to drop on September 20th. It never happened, and it got pushed back to November. Unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date, but on the official Cactus Jack Instagram account, it reads, "The story continues, November 2025. So that's confirmation that they're going to drop in November. It's just unfortunate we don't have a specific release date. I'm still tracking this release, and as for the US sneakers app, I'm still not seeing anything. Granted, if it's dropping in November, that's a month plus that they're expected to drop. I do see a product page made for the shoes, but no stock has been loaded. Now, for Japan, we still have the same stock. So it does look like it's dropping in Japan, just very limited sizes. Again, that could change. And they're going to drop sometime in November. I will have an update on the specific release date, and the retail price will be $155. Official images popped up of the Air Jordan 11 Inner Beast. So This was initially being called Sneaker School due to the packaging, but with the official images, we get to see a few different details. I don't know how Inner Beast and School intertwines, but on the insole, specifically the right insole, it reads Unleash Your Inner Beast. So that's where the nickname comes from now. Also, what I thought was glue stains, behind the Jumpman, it's actually a paw with scratch marks. And that's done in purple. It looked white in the previous images. The pair also features velvet on the mudguard, and the outsole glows in the dark. I'll make sure to include a photo. It looks actually kind of dope. And for this pair, for some, unfortunately, they're only releasing in kids sizing. For now, all I know is grade school sizes, but it could be preschool and toddler as well. I'll have more information soon. And the expected release date is October 4th. The retail price will be $185. We have a first look at the Fragment Union Air Jordan 1 High OG in white and black. Now, this pair pretty much looks on point to the mock-up I did, and I did a mock-up based off of the sample pair that Hiroshi Fujiwara was wearing. Now, what's different on this pair, at least from what I could see, just because the angle wasn't that great of the on-feet photos, is that we have a little bit of blue just below the Air Jordan Wings logo. Now, apparently, they're going to come with a bunch of laces. You can also slightly see the sample stamped tag on the liner. But one thing I am happy is that they will have a black rubber outsole. I know initial photos actually showed two versions, one with a black outsole and one with a white outsole. And I wasn't feeling the white outsole at all. I know a lot of people weren't also. So it looks like the retail pair will come with a black outsole. Still, I'm not a huge fan of this colorway. I think it's my least favorite, and they're expected to be a Japan exclusive. Now, I initially talked about the three colorways being a regional release. This is the one expected to drop in Japan. One will be in the US, and then the other pair, I'm not entirely sure where they're going to drop. They might be multiple locations. But as for a release date, this pair is expected to drop spring 2026, which means the release will take place between January and March. Also, the retail price will be $205. I've been hinting about this pack in several videos. You may have heard it, you may have not, but Jordan Brand is releasing a limited Air Jordan 11 pack, which will consist of 3 colorways, and it'll be a regional release. So we have one pair known as Canyon Purple, and it comes dressed in Canyon Purple, Off Noir, Violet Dust, and Medium Soft Pink. The next pair is known as Canvas, and this pair features a Canvas, Metallic Silver, Summit White, and Football Blue colorway. Lastly, we have the Cell pair, and that is dressed in Cell, Off-White, Newsprint, and Sport Royal. Now, we did see a preview photo circulating. I'm not going to include it in the video just because I don't know where it came from. And more than likely, it is a fake image, so I don't want to include it here, but it's something we can expect the pair to look like, and it was just a shot of the hill. So the Canvas pair is close to what was seen. The other 2 photos are just mock-ups. We don't know how they're going to look. But from the Canvas pair, it does look on point. It will be constructed with all suede, blue on the outsole, a white midsole, and so forth. Now, as for it being a regional release, the Canyon Purple pair will be available in Las Vegas. The Canvas pair will drop in Houston, and the Cell pair will be available in Atlanta. Now, I'm hearing all 3 pairs are extremely limited. I don't know the specific numbers, but what I heard is very, very limited. And I'm not entirely sure which stores will have them, but of course, there's going to be more information soon. Also, the retail price, once again, has gone up. That has been the theme over the last several months, but they're going to cost $250 each. All right, so we got a bunch of release dates from Jordan Brand for 2026. Now, the first 2 pairs we only have the month for, but after that, we have specific release dates. And the first pair is the Air Jordan 6 Cap and Gown. So this is a mock-up, however, the pair should resemble this. The official colorway is black, multicolor, and multicolor, so they're really trying to keep it under wraps. But it did get out. It'll feature mostly black throughout. It will have metallic silver detailing, as well as 3 reflective accents outlining the overlays. So this pair is expected to drop in May, and currently no retail price. The second pair that we only have a month for is the Air Jordan 13 Low He Got Game. So as most of you know, this is an OG colorway, but it dropped in mid-top form, and for the first time, they're being released in low-top form. So initially I heard that these were going to be released in mid-top form, and the FLINT Air Jordan 13 was supposed to drop as a low, but they flipped it, so that pair is going to be a mid, this is a low. Some people are upset about it, some people actually like how they look in low top form. But as for the release month, this pair will drop April 2026, and no retail price as of yet. Alright, so now we're moving on to pairs that have specific release dates, and first up is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Workwear. That's what Jordan Brand is calling them. This will be a women's exclusive release. What's unique about it is it has like this split design on the ankle, as well it comes with metallic gold on the wings branding, and they don't have canvas on the base and nubuck on the overlays. So as for a release date, this pair is scheduled to drop on June 27th. The retail price will be $185. In April, we have the release of the Air Jordan 1 High OG Flight Club. Again, this is a mock-up, but this is how they're expected to look. And the official colorway is black, cell, gum medium brown, and university red. So the upper feature is mostly black, and they'll be constructed with denim and nubuck. Reflective detailing will also outline the overlays, the swoosh, and land on the inside of the ankle flap, which I'm not entirely sure why they're doing that, but that was what was shown. They'll also have unique insoles. I never could make out the design of the insoles, but they'll also have a Jumpman and Air Jordan Flight Club stamped on the insoles. Other than that, we have red accents, cell on the midsole, and a red rubber outsole. Red also hits the wings logo and the tongue label. But as for the release date, this pair will drop on April 11th. The retail price will be $185. Jordan Brand is also releasing the Air Jordan 11 Low Mother's Day, and again, this is a mock-up, but this is how they're going to look. I was fortunate enough to see them, and this pair reminds me of the closing ceremony Air Jordan 11, which dropped for the Olympic Games in Rio in 2016. So the pair will feature a white, metallic gold, and team gold colorway. They feature metallic gold patent leather. We have white mesh on the upper as well as a little bit of leather, white on the midsole, and a milky translucent rubber outsole. They'll also come with a hang tag. It'll be done in metallic gold. Jordan Brand is calling it Schulery. It's a heart which reads My Heart. Dropping in women's sizing on May 2nd, the retail price will be $195. Small release date change for the Air Jordan 3 Orange Citrus. So this will be a women's exclusive. And initially, a sample of this pair was previewed in 2007. I believe they were produced around that time as well. It could have been 2006 they were produced. I haven't seen the sample tag on them. But they never released. And for the first time, they're going to be released, which will take place on April 23rd. Initially, these were supposed to drop on April 25th, but they got moved up 2 days. The official colorway is white, cement gray, fire red, and multicolor, and the retail price will be $205. Returning in 2026 is the Air Jordan 11 Low University Blue. This pair was also initially known as Columbia Blue. Now, this pair initially dropped in 2001, and there was multiple colorways of the Air Jordan 11 Low that dropped around that time. It was the first time that we saw the Air Jordan 11 release in low top form, aside from the IE. And then the last time they released was in 2017. The official colorway is white, university blue, and black, and they're set to drop on April 18th. The retail price will be $195. A lot of Bin 23 releases in 2026. Later on in this video, I'm going to talk about a new pair, but before I get to that, we now have a release date for the Air Jordan 3 Bin 23. So this is a mock-up, however, from what I saw, this is how they're going to look. And the official colorway is Team Red, Metallic Gold, Burgundy Crush, Coconut Milk, Smoky Mauve, and Gem Red. So they will have Nike Air branding on the heels, and the overall build will be premium. It'll feature a combination of different materials. It'll feature suede on the upper, leather on the elephant print, liner, and the heel tab. The Nike Air on the heel will be in metallic gold. It'll also feature the Bin 23 stamp on the tongue, with gold and coconut milk on the midsole. So this will be a limited release. Only 2,300 pairs will be available, and the retail price will be $300. Also, the most important part, they're dropping on June 13th, 2026. As most of you know, the Air Jordan 12 Bloodline will be released in 2026. There was a small update on the pair as far as the blocking goes, and from what I was told from my sources at Jordan Brand, They're actually calling them red nubuck, but for the sake of everybody calling them Bloodline, that's what I'm going to continue calling them. Now, the official colorway is black and varsity red. The image used is an updated mock-up, so this is what you can expect to be released. Now, as for the release date, they're going to drop on June 20th. The retail price will be $205. It seems that a lot of people are excited about the Air Jordan 5 white metallic returning. Now, they're not going to return exactly like the OG. The original pair, which dropped in the year 2000, featured the Jumpman on the heel. We also saw a retro take place in 2015. That pair also had a Jumpman. However, the 2026 pair will have Nike Air branding. As well, the shape will be updated and overall should look closer to the OG mold from 1990, not the colorway, but the mold. But as for the release date, they're going to drop on May 23rd, and the retail price is expected to be $215. It could go up though, but for now, $215. Another dope shoe that is returning, and I know a lot of people have been asking about a return. It's finally going to happen in May, and that is the Air Jordan 4 TORO Bravo. The official colorway is fire red, white, black, and cement gray. And this pair initially dropped in 2013. When they dropped, they sold out pretty fast. And for a while, the resale price was pretty high. I don't know what it is now, but I know at one point in time, they were pretty expensive. Now, the overall shape will be updated, which is a great thing in my opinion. And for now, they're expected to have a Jumpman. I haven't heard if they're going to have Nike Air. So they should resemble that of the 2013 with the exception of the updated shape. But as for the release date, they're going to drop on May 2nd. The retail price is expected to be $215. Another OG pair that is returning in 2026 is the Air Jordan 13 FLINT. And the reason why I'm talking about them is that we have a release date. So, like I mentioned, this is an OG colorway that initially dropped in 1998. The second time they released, which was the first retro, was in 2005. The third time they dropped was in 2010, and the last time they released was in 2020. So only 6 years later, we're getting another release. And the images used is the 2020 pair. This is not the 2026, but it'll feature a navy, university blue, flint gray, and white colorway. So this pair is currently scheduled to drop on April 25th. The retail price will be $215. Alright, so for this part of the video, I'm going to talk about some fall 2026 Air Jordan releases. This is exclusive to the video. And the first pair I'm going to talk about is the Air Jordan 8 Cavs. First up, this is a mock-up. I don't know the actual blocking, but I do know the colorway, which is black, racer blue, and safety orange. Now, what Jordan Brand is calling this shoe is the Air Jordan 8 Take Flight. However, as most of you know, there's already an Air Jordan 8 Take Flight, which was released in 2017, and it was highlighted in Sequoia. The pair also had a military-like design. The colorway on that shoe could have easily been an undefeated collab, but why am I calling this shoe the Cavs? It's due to the colorway. So the colorway on this shoe is black, racer blue, and safety orange. The colorway on the Cav 4s is black, safety orange, and game royal. So almost the same colorway, a slightly different shade of blue, but they'll have a black base and orange accents. Initially, the Cavs Air Jordan 4 was known as the Knicks, but it turns out that the shoe paid tribute to what is known as the Shot by Michael Jordan, who hit the shot over Craig Elo and defeated the Cavs in the 1989 playoffs. Now, I'm not sure why they're using the Air Jordan 8, because when MJ hit the shot, he was wearing the Air Jordan 4. That made sense. The color blocking and Take Flight doesn't make sense to me at this point, but I should be getting a first look soon. Now, as for a release date, I don't have a specific one, but they're going to drop fall 2026, which means a release will take place between July and September. Also, no retail price as of yet. Now, some of you may have never seen this pair, some of you may have, but this is the Air Jordan 3 Laser. To my knowledge, this will be the first time that the Air Jordan 3 Laser will be released to the public in any way, shape, or form. However, what makes this pair special is that back in 2003, when Michael Jordan turned 40, he was gifted, well, it's kind of weird to say gifted since he owns Jordan Brand, this Air Jordan 3 Laser. Now, I remember seeing these back in the day. I've only seen one set of images. Now, there's rumors, and I've seen it going around that there was 40 pairs made. I don't know how true that is or not, because if there was 40 pairs, you'd probably see a few more popping up. But they were made for Michael Jordan for his 40th birthday. So yes, from my sources, I was told that this pair will actually be released. The colorway is Phantom in multicolor. Again, they're trying to trick us with the multicolor. Now, I will have a mock-up in the video as well. I'll show off the image that I found of the original pair. One thing I cannot confirm at the time of recording, well, two things. One, if it'll have Nike Air on the heel or not. And two, if it'll come with the special hang tag. I don't think it will, because the hang tag reads MJ Happy 40. It'll probably come without, but the pair will feature laser engravings throughout. I don't think the quality will be like the 2003 pair, but I don't think many of us expect that. And some of you might remember in an older video I said that there was a pair being released for the first time that some older heads might enjoy, but I don't think it'll go over super well with the masses. I think some people won't appreciate it. Well, this is that shoe. Speaking of the vault, I do know about a pack coming. That's all I'm going to say. I'm waiting for confirmation on that because it's not 100% confirmed, but yeah, I'll just leave it right there. Be waiting on that info, because once I get the confirmation, I'm going to let you guys know about it. But for this pair, they're going to drop fall 2026, so that means a release will take place between July and September, and currently no retail price. For 2026, we have the return of the Ben 23 series. So far, we have the Air Jordan 6 and the Air Jordan 3 Ben 23 dropping. Both will be the first for the model, but what I can also confirm is dropping is the Air Jordan 8 Ben 23. This will be the first time that the pair releases to the public. Now, just a heads up, this is only a mock-up. I have yet to see a first look, but I should be getting a first look very soon. But I wanted to get this information out to you guys. So as most of you know, the Ben 23 series started in 2010. There was 5 different models that initially dropped: the Air Jordan 2, the Air Jordan 5, the Air Jordan 7, the Air Jordan 9, and the Air Jordan 13. So it looks like Jordan Brand is filling in the gaps. And as far as the colorway on this pair, it'll come dressed in fur, university red, and muslin. So fur is like a shade of green. And again, this is only a mock-up. I have yet to see them. I should be seeing them in the next week or two. Now, just like the other Ben 23 releases for 2026, more than likely the retail price will be $350. And again, it'll probably be limited to 2,300 pairs. Now, there's also a friends and family version of the Air Jordan 6 and the Air Jordan 3 Ben 23. I have yet to leak an image of that. I have yet to leak an image of both of those. I have seen them. It's just a white version of the shoe. Nothing great. But if anyone wants to see it, I guess I can include it in the next news video. They're not going to be released to the public, so that's why I haven't leaked them yet. But I should have more information on this pair soon. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, I will be dropping a new video Monday. More than likely, it will be the October 2025 Air Jordan and Nike release dates video. And I will have another video later on in the week. But for this one, let me know what you liked or disliked down below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave those down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.